Hello, friends. My name is Randy Smith. I am one of the co-founders of CUInsight.com and host of the CUInsight Experience podcast. And today I am joined by Pete Hilger, the CEO and president of Allied Solutions, and a guest of the podcast just a few weeks back, but a lot has changed. So Pete, let's, welcome to 3 questions so we can actually kind of give people an update with everything going on with you guys.
Well, thank you very much. I'm looking forward to this to update everybody what we're doing on COVID-19 and how we're really trying to make sure we look after our clients, our employees. Retaining those assets are huge so we can deliver our commitments to our clients, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. It's such an interesting thing to have a conversation with you because just a few weeks back when we were recording the podcast, the world was a different place. So this should be still fun in these weird times. So let's just jump right into the questions. Why we're here today? 3 questions with Pete Hilger. First, we're living through quite a shared experience globally, obviously across credit union land as well. What is it that you and your team at Allied Solutions are doing to help the credit unions and in turn help their members with what's going on today?
Well, I think it's a great question. And it's fortunate that and I know there's a lot of company out there that are doing this, that you've planned for a long time through your BCP, your business continuation plan. Did you plan for a pandemic? Probably not. But did you plan for things that now are into action that are supporting what our mission is, and that is to take care of our clients and their consumers out there? The first thing we did, obviously, was put in action our work from home program. We have right now, out of our 1,250 or so employees, about 90% of them work from home.
Oh, wow. That's impressive.
It was, and it was a lot of investments on the technology side that allowed that capability to exist. We also needed to make sure that we could deliver for our partners, not necessarily our credit union partners or their consumers, but any type of outsourcing that we could do. Historically, whether it be keying in insurance, it doesn't make any difference what it was. What we found is that our contingency plan also supported their failure. So we said, if something was going to fail, could we pick up the slack through our BCP plan and be able to deliver at the highest levels possible? For anybody to think that service levels won't drop a little bit as you make that transition, because you're straining your technology, you're straining everything that you have access with now, everybody working mobile. I'm very pleased to say that to say it was flawlessly isn't true. To say that it worked very, very well, that our goal was 2 things. One, with the competitive world that we had out there in hiring people, was unemployment in some of my areas was down below 2.5%. You want to maintain those great people that work for your organization because they ultimately are going to deliver to our clients and to their consumers our promise to pay, our promise to deliver on certain aspects of our business. And so we were able to get them all working at home in multi-areas. We have one office in Dakota Dunes that I want to say in our county, there's been 1 person been diagnosed. Right. But you still put your plan into play enterprise-wide. And so we did that, and we made a commitment to our people. If they're willing to work and adapt to home, we do not anticipate laying off any of them. And it's for a couple of reasons. One, we are a very family valued organization, and there's a big impact on people's lives right now. And it's scary. It even becomes more scary when you watch the news or you get a sniffle or a cough, you think, oh my goodness, I have COVID. So putting that into play was big. Making sure we retained them. I think from our organization standpoint, it enhances the value we bring to them. We've delivered on that part flawlessly. Everybody's been paid at 100% or more if they're willing to work. And then our client level, did our service standards change? Well, not on paper, but through the transition, the average to answer changed a little bit as you transitioned, about 2 weeks of a little bit of a slower response. And I would say we're about now where we were when we were all working in the office, which is amazing.
That's pretty quick turnaround there. Thinking ahead, how do you think this is going to affect credit unions? And I would even say your company on how we do business in the long run. I mean, the world's changing, right? The
world's changing. And the first thing we had to do was how do we deal with the short-term loan modifications, extensions, the hold on repossessions and those services. So the easy answer, which is not a good answer, is, we'll just give everybody everything for free. And that doesn't work. And everybody has to make money. Everybody has to be here for the long run. And there will be some casualties in this industry, whether it be a credit union, whether it be a business partner they work with. So we really came out with some unique solutions on GAP and CPI, which are two risk management products for the credit union and their consumers. So we came out and did that, and no, it wasn't free. There was a service provided that was very, very beneficial to the consumer, and we looked very holistically at a great solution versus just saying, here's a small Band-Aid on the problem.
Right.
The other thing we did is, because we have Canadian credit unions, we have an operation up in Canada, and there was an article just recently up there about the casualties in the credit union industry that are going to happen, especially to your small to mid-sized credit unions.
Absolutely.
That just can't sustain this type of impact on their financials. We're here as much as possible to help them, obviously, but I think the industry is going to step up. I really do. I think the NCUA, NAFQ, to name just a couple great organizations that really look after the lobbying for the credit union marketplace, but also the survival of the entire movement. CUNA Mutual is another company that is very, very entwined and entrenched into that as far as supporting the clients. So I think there's going to be transition. It's going to be curious to see what we've all now learned from digital.
Yeah,
what we've all learned from work at home. Do you need an office anymore? You do. But it's amazing at those changes. But I do think there's going to be an increase in consolidations and mergers. I hopefully they're all by choice, not by force. Force being the financial side of it. So there's definitely going to be a big impact.
So on a personal level, how you holding up? What are you doing to keep sane? Any tips or hacks that you can share with everybody else out there?
Well, I work out for a couple of things. It keeps your mind healthy. It keeps your body healthy. Be more patient. My best friend's my wife, and boy, for the first time in, I think, ever since I've been married I've been married for a long time, we did a puzzle. A glass of wine and a puzzle. It's amazing how creative you get to making pieces fit. So I think exercise, and then really taking the time each day to set aside time for yourself. Yourself could be with your family. I mean, it gets so busy. You're living it too. I mean, it's COVID-19. That's all you do all day long. How do you take care of yourself? And then start thinking, because this will pass. We will be better people, better companies, better consumer advocates through this process. Start looking at tomorrow. What's it going to look like as you actually come out of this? I actually had a standing call every Monday morning with my HR team. We plan how we're going to communicate to our staff. And for the first time, we talked about, okay, how do you transition people back to the office?
Yeah.
For example, do you hire a full-time nurse to come in and take the temperature of everybody as they come in every day?
Jeez, yeah.
The out-of-office equipment, the chairs and the computers that you set up at home, you got to have a cleaning service to sanitize those things when they come back in. I mean, who thought we'd be thinking about this? And then how do we go for our credit union partners afterwards, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. It is interesting to think about that transition. And I think we're all starting to believe it will be a rolling one, right? Not just like Monday, we're back, so, that's a great point you brought up. We also did a puzzle in this time as well. So it is trying to find other things to do than just watch Netflix or something. So that's for sure. Well, Pete, thanks so much for taking the time today. Any final asks or any final thoughts you'd like to share before we go?
The only thing I'd say is credit industry, you have a fantastic movement going. We've been a part of it for a long time. It's a great consumer advocacy solution to banking. Keep up the focus and the great job. We're here to support you.
That is awesome and a perfect way to end. We will link to everything you're doing at Allied Solutions in the post that follows. And Pete, thank you again for doing this, and stay healthy, my friend.
Great. Thank you very much. You enjoy. Thank you, Randy.